Do you install your security updates? A lot of people don't. They just find it inconvenient, and there never is a great time to get your updates done, especially security ones. Typically, they can just wait and they can wait and they can wait. Now, a lot of people really don't take these updates very seriously, especially security updates, which don't really promise any new exciting features. And there's an assumption that if it's waited this long, it can wait just that little longer. No harm can be done by waiting just that little longer. Now, this is deeply flawed thinking, but to see why, we need to understand a little bit more about how the computer security cycle works in the first place. Now, at some point, a vulnerability is discovered, and this is the way for the attacker to compromise your device. But before this point, the vulnerability technically didn't matter because no one knew it was there. Now, one of two things is going to happen next. The vulnerability has been discovered by a security manager who will then disclose this to the entity responsible for fixing it. Alternatively, it is then discovered by a hacker who will either use it themselves or they will sell it on. Potentially ransomware as a service could be the way to do that. Now, once it's in the public knowledge, then that's the time when the problem can actually be fixed. And at this point, only a small number of people may know about the vulnerability, and the window of danger is usually quite small. Then an update is released. This means that anyone has a copy of the software is informed that the vulnerability exists, and critically, most people are currently unprotected. The most dangerous time for any vulnerability is just after it is fixed. Now, the hacking community is fairly social, and they put up any new vulnerability online. All these exploits are free and available on the internet for people to use. Vulnerabilities are graded by age and the exploit, working exploit capability. So it's put online for others to use. The exclusive zero-day threat is essentially like a newspaper advertising that somebody's key is under the mat at number 74 Aldridge Ray. This is exactly what you're looking at here, and it's almost a free lunch. And it's not just phones and laptops that are vulnerable. Any internet-connected device, so the Internet of Things, they are all vulnerable to attack. And there are actually search engines dedicated to finding these devices. One, for example, is Showdown, and it exists to find these devices. In the first few days when a new update is released, people are scrambling to try and find devices that are vulnerable. People who fail to install these updates are open to having their phones, computers, or even these days, even their toasters hacked, believe it or not. But this wouldn't happen to you because you always update, don't you? Thank you, bye.